Good afternoon. I'd like to call this June work session for the Carroll County Board of Education to order. And I'd like to first off thank all and welcome our visitors this afternoon. We're so glad to have you. If you would now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As a point of order, should we skip over stakeholder engagement and come back to that? We'll come back to that item when Mr. Carroll gets here. So if you wouldn't mind, we'll skip to and we'll go to Mr. Glenn Hardy for organizational excellence, and we'll come back to number 5.
Mr. Chair, we have student achievement.
Oh, it would help if we did that, wouldn't it? Yeah, thank you, and I appreciate all of you paying attention. That was a test. So we'll go to student achievement with Dr. Jessica Ainsworth.
Thank you, Mr. Miller and members of the board. This evening, we have many MOUs coming from teaching and learning. So we're going to start with the FY27 Perkins 5 local plan application. This is something I present to you guys annually. Remember, from the federal government, we receive federal funds for CTAE, our Career Technical Agricultural Education. We are required to have maintenance of effort from our general fund to support CTAE. It's already in the budget that we've presented to you guys. We have attached an e-board, the Perkins 5 local plan funding application for next school year, 2026-2027. And we recommend the application be placed on the consent agenda for Thursday, June 18th. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions on that one? Is everybody good with that going on the consent agenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next, we have our University of West Georgia MOU. We have multiple MOUs with the University of West Georgia. This evening, it's our Go West Early addendum to our MOU. This is a MOU that lasts several years, but we have requested an amendment related to the Memorandum of Understanding, which provides some flexibility to on-site staff in regards to hours and days. So you'll see the addendum attached in e-board, and we recommend that be placed on the June 18th, 2026. And I see there's a typo, and that should not read July 18th. It should read June 18th, so I apologize for that. And I'd be happy to answer any questions related to West Georgia Go West Early.
Anybody got any questions? Is everybody good with that going on the consent agenda? Very good.
Next is the West Georgia Technical College. Similar to the University of West Georgia, we have multiple MOUs or MOAs. This MOA is related to healthcare interns. And if you remember, halfway through last year, nurses and social workers were moved from human resources to teaching and learning. So I do want to point out why the teaching and learning department is presenting information about nurses. We believe it's beneficial for healthcare interns from West Georgia Technical College to be placed in our clinics across the school district. These are licensed practical nursing students, LPNs, and it allows the nursing students to see how our nurses work with students in the field of education. We believe this partnership is beneficial, and we recommend it be placed on the consent agenda for Thursday, June 18th. I'd be happy to answer any questions about that one.
Everybody good with that one? So be.
Okay, next is our GNETS MOA or MOU. This is related to our Georgia Network for Education on Therapeutic Supports. This is an annual MOA that I bring to you guys. There's a joint partnership between Carrollton City, Heard County, and Carroll County. The Harry Morgan Center is where we send students that qualify that are in elementary and middle school. And then our program for Carroll County is based at Central High School, and that is where all 3 systems send their high school students. So this is a memorandum of understanding related to West Georgia RESA and those 3 agencies. West Georgia RESA will be the physical agent. We recommend that this partnership remains mutually beneficial. It's an e-board for your review, and we recommend it be placed on the consent agenda for Thursday, June 18th. And I'd be happy to answer any questions about that.
Could I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is the location of the Harry Morgan Center?
It is where the elementary school is towards the back.
If you go by Bango ZK on Tom Reeves Drive, it's right around in that area. It was originally something else. It was a Head Start Center.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Originally.
All right.
Yes.
Any questions? Anybody got any other questions? Is everybody okay with this going on the consent agenda? Very good.
Okay. The next is a Kids Peace MOA. This is a residential program that exists in Carroll County. We bring this to you guys every other year, and it defines the responsibilities of Kids Peace, which is a residential program that exists in Carroll County and Carroll County schools. You can see in e-board it outlines the expectations for Kids Peace as well as Carroll County schools. I did bring this to you guys last year, but through working with the business office and the State Department, they did recommend a adjustment in the MOA. Both agencies agree in that adjustment. It's related to how state money flows through to Carroll County schools and then to Kids Peace. We do recommend this 2-year MOA be placed on the consent agenda for Thursday, June 18th. And I'd be happy to answer any questions about that.
Any questions? Everybody good? Very good.
Okay. The last item is for information only. It's related to a regulation JGCD-R medication. This has been updated and want to inform the board that we want to update this regulation to update it to reflect our current practices in our clinics. During COVID-19, we began keeping a limited supply of non-prescription medication to dispense to students with parent permission. That was updated in our handbook, but want to update the regulation to reflect what we have in our student handbook. And this again is just for information only to inform our Board of Education. And I'd be happy to answer any questions about that.
Okay, any questions? Okay, anything else, Dr. Ainsworth?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay, so now we'll
Perfect
pause.
timing.
Perfect time,
Perfect timing.
because we just finished number 4 and we're going to go to stakeholder engagement.
Okay, walk in at the right time.
It's perfect.
All right, graduation update. Let me get to my notes here. What a wonderful series of graduations we had a couple weeks ago. We graduated a little over 1,122 students across the district. I think I need to check this, Dr. Ainsworth. I think that's the largest graduating class we've ever had. So excited to say for the 9th consecutive year, we'll be over 90%, and actually it's going to be closer to 98% this year, 97 point something. So it's going to be awesome again this year. What I'd really like to brag to the Board of Education on is our schools. We had met with them at the beginning of the year, talked about how we could elevate our graduation experiences, and then what could we do to support them. And one of the things that they asked us to do was to help them with their valedictorians, salutatorians, and preparing them to be ready to give their speeches and whatnot. And Dr. Ainsworth and Charity and Ben, Jennifer, I think you were part of that. Worked through the year to support any student that was in the running for that. We had a series of workshops for them to just talk to them about what that meant, what that honor was, and then how to write a speech and how to prepare a speech and give a speech. But beyond just supporting them, supporting the schools, and what I want to say that this, I think this speaks to something Dr. Harmon said just a few minutes ago when the heart spirit of our district now is about how can we continually get better at things. Is those principals embrace talking about what each of them did well in their graduations and were there opportunities where they could be better. And that's a little difficult sometimes when you sit down with a high school principal and start talking about something like that. And the way we put it to them is that graduations are the pinnacle of what we do for students. The graduation night should be an experience that not only the students remember, but the parents remember, community remembers and whatnot. But kudos to all 5 of our schools, and I think they did a great job of elevating that, Mr. Chair.
Very good.
May I make a comment?
Yes, ma'am.
I had several of the Villa High School students in the after-school program that I had established before COVID. And I said to Ms. Day, I said, did they really learn that? She said, oh, yes, and Dr. Podolsky stayed on them. So that's a good thing, too.
Good deal.
Yes, sir. The other thing we had under stakeholder engagement, I'd like to give kind of a yearly update on our participation in the special joint committee with the city of Villa Rica on the Villa Rica TAD. This is finishing up year 2. I'll report that over the 2-year period, we had 10 times that the joint committee came together. Most exciting thing for me to share with you is we didn't have any business to deal with. There's no new multifamily developments that were brought forward in any of those discussions. And in fact, publicly, the city of Villa Rica put a moratorium on multifamily about 1.5 years ago. But in these meetings, you're able to see behind the scenes relative to kind of what's going on. And so that continues to be something. The way that charter is written, every 2 years, you as a board have the opportunity to either name 2 new members to the committee or recommend keeping the people on the committee or whatever. Same thing for the county, same thing for the city. And so the 2-year period coming up, so one of the things that the board could consider tonight is I've served on that, representing the board, but also Jody Milhines has been the other representative from Villa Rica that has served on there. He's been a very calming voice. He's really good at asking questions of the city and kind of putting them on the spot relative to their thought processes. So that he's a really good one to have on our behalf. He would definitely be willing if the board so chooses to continue if you want him to. But that is something that the board would need to consider. It'd be much like we do with the 12 for Life each year when you appoint somebody, but that's on a yearly cycle. This is on a 2-year cycle.
So would it please the board to continue that with them to serve the next 2? I did talk to Jody. I know he's willing, so. And I think the third one from the county's perspective is Bart Smith.
Bart Smith is in the county, and I've had a conversation with Michelle, and of course that's up to them on what they do.
Right.
My thing is, if we don't be at the table, we won't know what's going on.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, we negotiated for
Yeah.
those spots to
Yeah.
be able to do that, to have
Okay.
a say. Yeah, I think it'd be great. And so far, things have been handled well as far as I'm concerned.
Very well.
But do we need to replace Mr. Carroll or?
That'd be up to, we could or we don't have to, because it doesn't have to be an employee, it has to be 2 representatives.
Would you be willing to serve?
If the board would like me to. That goes back to the ambassador, the ally, the advocate piece. If you want me to advocate for you, I'd be glad to.
Well, I mean, that's my idea, y'all
I think-
speak up, but
I
I
think
think
it'd be
you're the one-
great considering how much he knows about what's been involved with that behind the scenes for a long period of time, in my opinion.
Yeah. Then what I would do is, on the board's behalf, then I would report that back to Dr. Ainsworth and keep her in the loop of anything. And again, the good news is, nothing's happened.
Right.
That's the good news. That's
Right.
on that.
Very good. Any other discussion on that? All right. Thank you, Mr. Coward. And is that the end of that report, Mr. Coward?
Yes, sir, that's all I have on the
Well,
stakeholder
then,
engagement.
now we'll do what I tried to do an hour ago. We will go to organizational excellence with Mr. Glenn Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've got several items on the agenda tonight. I would like to start by giving the board an update at the end of this this past year with our athletics. We continue to have a lot of successes around athletics. I want to highlight a few, starting with some region championships. We had 15 region championships this year across our entire district at the high school level. Bowden football continues to be a tradition on that front. But our boys and girls basketball at Bowden also won the region championship. The girls for the second year in a row, and then baseball also winning the region championship again for, I believe that was their fourth in a row. So it's good that we see excellence across the board, but it's also very refreshing to see that being repeated constantly in some areas. Same thing going down to a couple other central football. We have 3 region championships in a row. Competition cheerleading continues to be a strong athletic program for Central, as well as volleyball, and the one-act play this year also winning a region championship. Going to Bowden, part of the region championships there was competition cheerleading, winning the region championship. I don't recall if they started like 3 years ago. I believe it was 3 years ago. So a young program and having success early. Boys track, boys soccer, and also their literary team won the region championship at Mount Zion as well. Temple did not have region championships. They were in some region championships and played for some region championships. They were young across the board in a lot of sports. A lot of good things are still happening there. Moving to Villa Rica. Villa Rica wrestling program and baseball program continue to be very successful. If you look at the Villa Rica wrestling program, you're talking about 6 region championships in a row. And that's, we talk about, again, championships, but being able to repeat that means you're running a great program. You got a lot of things that are going successful in that program, and they keep making that happen. Also, the baseball team at Villa Rica won the region championship, made a great run, and I believe that they were put out by the eventual state championships.
That's true.
Loganville, I believe it was. Really good squad. So, Villa Rica having a good athletic season as well. Moving to our state championships, we have 2 state championships. We have Bowden football that won its 4th consecutive state championship, as well as their weight training program that won their 6th in a row. Also, we had 15 individual state championships. Of course, I didn't want to go over all those, so I wanted to take 2 and highlight these 2. And I highlight them for 2 reasons. Number one, Bowden cross country, Avery, unbelievable. I mean, she's won 3 in a row, but she's been recognized statewide for her athletic ability and what she does in the area cross country. And then we had at Central, we had Owen Wilkerson. He also has won 4 state championships in a row. So, and I believe he's got 2 more in another event. So again, just highlight those 2. But again, there was 15 individual state championships across our district. Also wanted to highlight these 2 young men as part of the state championships or region championships. And I want to highlight them because they're super 11. You're talking about the whole state of Georgia. These 2 athletes were recognized as in the top 11 in the state of Georgia. But I don't know if everyone in this room knows these 2 guys. On the left is Jonas Walton and Caden Prothrow on the right. And the reason I want to highlight them is not because of, I do want to highlight them because of this picture and their athletic ability. But guys, I want y'all to realize that these 2 athletes are students first. These are 4.0 students. These are the most well-mannered 2 young men that I've probably ever met. Yes, sir, no, sir. And when they walk around, I think Walton now is at Notre Dame and Prothrow's at Georgia. They represent Carroll County schools at the highest level. And we talk about being premier in academics, athletics, and fine arts. And at least 2 of the 3, they represent us very, very well. So I just wanted to highlight those 2 young men. Moving on, our middle school. We had, listen to this, 19 league championships. So, out of 10 schools in that league. We won 19 league championships, and you can see those cut across the board from Bowden, Mount Zion, Bowden Central, and Lord. So all schools were represented in our middle school level. And we also had 3 that were state championships. I believe it was a Central fishing team, Central boys and girls track, and then Central the competition cheer there. Facilities, just wanted to mark a few of the facilities that we did an inventory this year at all our training. We got our new partners, as you know, with Tanner. Tanner Medical came in, and we wanted to partner with them to freshen up our training rooms, and we did that across all our high schools and made sure that they were equipped like they needed to be equipped. And then we had an area at Bowden that just wasn't premier, and we moved some storage out of there and revamped theirs. And then at Central, it was too small, and we had to add a couple of tables, so we expanded their training room as well as we did Villarica the year before. So, also on our facilities, you know, I've given updates throughout the year on these, but at Mountain Zion, but I wanted to highlight them again because they're just unbelievable, and the school is just very, very pleased after being in it for the year. You have the multi-purpose gym there that they use during the day and after school, and then you also have at the stadium where you see the 2 new wings that come off the press box. We talked about graduation earlier. I think Connie, part of her graduation, I think she sold those as premier seating. So they're used more than just athletics. They were used at graduation. So we're very proud of our facilities work that we did at Mountain Zion over this school year. Next slide. Board may not know about this, but I wanted to update you guys on this. We went through this year and we did some minor upgrades to our softball and baseball facilities. All of our facilities, we were able to put some concrete pads and concrete around where the concession stands were and freshened up all the painting. We did that at 5 of our 6 middle schools this school year. The only one not up there is Mountain Zion, and that was simply because it was in a construction zone. As soon as they move out in July, moving into August, we will tend to Mountain Zion Middle School softball and baseball field as well. So, Mr. Chair, that is my report on athletics. I would like to take the opportunity now to ask Mr. Mike Beers, our Director of Maintenance, to come give an annual update on our maintenance department. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Harding. Thank you to the board for, don't need this.
Yes.
Okay, for you guys having me in for the annual update on the facilities and maintenance department. As always, we're striving to provide premier service and support to our schools, and just wanted to hit a few items tonight just to show the progress that we've made over this last year. Here we go. All right, our maintenance personnel stays at 28. We have not added anyone, but we did do a little fine tuning within the trades to become more effective at delivering service. So we just tweaked job responsibilities and some cross training. So that's worked out well, and it's I think it's really paying off for us. The last item on that slide, if you'll see the school facility leads. I think I touched on this last year. I just wanted to reiterate how well that program has gone. As you recall, we designated a person at every school to be the kind of the liaison, the first line of contact for the school. And they stay in contact with us, we stay in contact with them. It really helps us build that relationships with the school and helps our people stay connected with them and know kind of the problems that they're having and able to help them solve them. That's been a tremendous success. And in fact, the new leader workshop we just did a couple weeks ago, we have some new APs, new leaders, and they're already reaching out to our people to try to get information on different things about maintenance and everything. So it's really paying off. I'm really proud of that program. And we'll continue to tweak it and try to make it better. And it's really paying off. So. Okay. All right, the system data, you guys know this pretty well, I'm sure. We've got 2.8 million, interior square footage heated space. Doesn't include any of the outdoor facilities and fields, properties. But the only thing that I will note is that the operations center, we have now been able to get the maintenance department moved in this year. We were the last department to get in out there. And it has been tremendous, is the word. Smooth transition. Our guys and girls, really enjoy the space. They feel honored and feel very supported by you guys. So I just want to really thank you for supporting us in that move and that whole project out there. That has been a tremendous asset to the system. Being centrally located, it is it's really making a difference. Thank you very much for that. Okay. All right, I just made a list of a few notable improvement projects we've done over the year in maintenance and some of the facilities. I'll hit a few of the highlights, and you guys can feel free to ask about any specific one. The first being the keyway replacements. It's been one of our initiatives for the last probably 5 years. We're systematically going through all the schools and trying to change the locks out, change it to a new updated keyway system. Because as you know, over the years, not to throw coaches under the bus, but they're the main culprits about giving out keys to people. And we just felt that it was time to update all those. And I think right now we did 4 this year, and I think we're down to the last 3 schools. So by next year at this time, we should have touched every school and updated their key.
Is that like a master key system?
It isn't, but it's changing. It's physically taking out every doorknob and lock and resetting the pins in, 500 and 600 locks at a school. So
Are we doing it ourselves?
Some of it is self, some of it we've been able to roll into a construction when we're on site, but a lot of it is on site in your department, and it is hundreds of man hours.
That's a
to
smart
take them up
thing
and
to do.
put pins in different places. So it is not an easy task when we get a new principal and they say, hey, I want to change this out there. This happens like once every 20 years. So proud to say that next year this time I think we will change every school. All right, I'm sorry, can you go back one more time? A couple other things. As you know, we're touching a few of the schools with the early learning academies. Very excited about that, making improvements to their programs on, I think, 3 different elementaries as a kickoff. And I think there's a plan to work our way around the system over the years and make improvements to all of those. The CCA South Computer Lab, I believe you guys are going to have the advance next week, and you get to tour that new computer lab. It turned out really well. I'm proud of that one. So, and you'll get to see that next week, I think. So, and of course, middle school STEM labs. We have 4 middle school STEM labs in various stages of progress right now over the summer. They will be ready by opening day, all 4. So we'll be ready for those for opening day. All right. Okay, system work order data. As you see, we've been trending up. We took a big jump a couple years ago. We went up another couple hundred this year. So we're probably staying about on par for the square footage increases that we keep adding every year. So no drastic dip or anything, and no huge jump. But talking about the work order system, we did change work order systems this year to the new school dog work order system. And we were kind of asked to do this by a lot of the schools because they were already doing the safety walks with the school dog. And they were saying that wouldn't it be nice if we could while we're doing the safety walk, if we could enter the work order at the same time. So we explored it, and luckily School Dog invested in coming up with their own work order system, and now it is all integrated. So they can do a safety walk and enter work orders seamlessly within the same program. And the schools love it. We started this in August, and it was a great transition. I was a little worried about it. I was scared to death, because if it went, belly up, we were in trouble. But it was seamless transition. Schools like it because they have the ability to embed a photograph within the work order. And that really helps our people, and it helps the school explain what their issue is. And it also helps our guys when they document it. When they finish, they can take a picture of what they did and document it as well. And then we have that historical data that we can go back and grab anytime we want. So that has been a very, very big success in my book. So I'm very happy with that. Now, we've got one more. The only hiccup is that they do not present their data as we used to present ours. We used to put ours in buckets of 0 to 3 days completion, 4 to 7, 7 and up. This is a work order system designed for many schools, so it's not customized just for us. So they batch their data, and they average the total of number of work orders and do an average time. As you can see, we did 8,100 work orders, and our average time from the enter and creation of the work order until it was closed out on completion was 2 days, 6 hours. And so you can see that actually fits really nicely in the 0 to 3 category that we've always strived for. And so we'll, of course, try to improve that next year, and we'll have a little more data and see how that moves. So I want to bring that to your attention. That is a little bit different than you used to see.
I'll tell you one thing that I heard in Savannah about the school dog was that Carroll County was the easiest transition they had ever seen. I was at the booth, she looked at my tag and she said, "Your folks were the easiest to work with and the best."
Well, good.
So I'll pat you on the back.
Thank you for sharing. I'll share that with our team because
We all be,
it
because
didn't
we
happen
were
by
the original
accident.
process.
It took a lot of work on the back end to try
Really
to
appreciate
make
it,
that
you
happen.
have.
So thank you for saying that. Okay, a few newly completed construction projects, and then you guys Mr. Harding just went over these. Central Middle and Mount Zion High. I won't touch on those any further. You guys are all familiar with those, especially with those beautiful pictures that you put up, Stone Thunder. Yeah. So, the current projects we have going right now, and I think Mr. Harding's going to give you a more up-to-date count of Mount Zion Middle School and Temple Middle School. Those two are well underway, and we'll be closing those out at the end of July. They're on target for opening day. So we'll have the 80% inspections next Friday, and then we'll be hopefully in the home stretch. We made up some time at Temple Middle. I remember early in the year I was a little worried. We had some bad weather. They were able to overcome that, and we're anticipating moving in opening day without any issues. So, also currently we have approved Glenn Heinzman, the 2-story and renovation at Glenn Heinzman last month. So they're just kind of getting underway, doing some tree clearing and getting permits and getting ready to demo the existing building over the summer. Kind of doing the ugly work over summer so that we can start school and have some of the more tedious, ugly construction done, so the students don't have to see that. As you know, we're prepping right now for the 5 high school practice facilities. We'll, I think Mr. Harding will be bringing Thursday the GMP for that. If not, then we'll be off to the races, ready to start breaking ground and making some real serious plans on that. So, and then we'll go up one more. Also, Temple High School, we have had the bids recently, and I believe they will be bringing a recommendation Thursday for Temple High School as well. For that 2-story addition and kitchen addition, renovation, expansion, and then we'll be off to the races there too. So, Whitesburg, Providence, Temple Elementary, Billerica High are under the planning stages right now, so we're still trying to plan those out and try to, logically get those presented, to you and bid out. All right, custodian, this is not really us, but it is, it's in our building, and it's just, I don't know if Mr. Gribben has any, or Mr. Harding has anything that he wants to add to this. I can't really speak to the cleaning people. But if you have any questions, we'll be sure to find any answers out for you. All right. Okay. Well, that is about all we have for the 25-26U in maintenance facilities. Any questions of anything that I hit?
Any questions?
May I ask a question?
You sure can.
Okay, the turnover has not been as much since they've sort of given them some benefits. Am I correct in my,
The maintenance personnel?
the custodials?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm afraid to answer that.
yeah, that is true.
Okay.
This company does a good job of training and onboarding and building those relationships. So it's not just about, I don't think, the benefits, but that is part of it. So the turnover has been better.
And I can add that the people that we deal with on the little area managers, for the first time that I could remember, we're dealing with the same people year after year,
Yeah.
which has not been historically the case.
Okay.
There's been a lot of turnover, so I guess, ma'am, I think you are correct.
I have a comment on the Temple Middle School area, the driveways that you're redoing. You have handled that wonderfully well. That has been a nightmare project.
It
That
has.
and
That's a challenge.
those terrible retention ponds. But I had parents that commented about the driveways, how you were redoing it. And after you got started, they were really glad to see it, but they thought it was horrible that you started now, But it's going to be really nice, and
I think they started tearing up the old driveway as soon as the last bus left.
That's right. Well, I was there several times, and it was a nightmare trying to go down Lane Road when people would just stay at home.
I think it's going to be much better.
Oh, it's going to be great. I plan to go up there the first day and watch.
No.
I had a question. Very good report. A couple things. One thing was, I like hearing about the keyway replacements, but along with that, as we progress, you're talking about people giving out keys. Have we improved maybe our system as far as signing off on keys, or are they serialized? And I know there's always a progression in that. I don't know if that's your question.
Every school is different. Every school, they have to make it their own. They have to own it. Some schools are really doing really well, and they sign them in and out. And I think Mr. Harding has a.
Yeah, it's not every school different now. It's that facility lead
System-wide, yeah.
is in charge of working and making sure those keys only go out and they're turned in as part of the check back-in system if somebody leaves or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then where it is a little bit different is sometimes the facility lead, it may be the front office lady or it may be the bookkeeper, but there's a process for that and check in and check out. And then if there's any kind of issue at all, Tim Gribben helps facilitate that if we need help getting
From
the key back.
accountability.
Right, and we also work directly with HR. It hadn't gone that far, but we would if we needed.
Perfect.
We have had some principals get a little mad that we don't just hand out, give
Well-
them 20 master keys.
And I will add to that, our two locksmiths, if they want, if they get a work order and they need keys made, additional master keys, then they don't just automatically make them. There's a check point for those.
Perfect. And then I'm really excited to hear about these early learning academies. And I think, where are these first ones? One's at Sand Hill.
Yes, sir. Ithaca Elementary
Mhm.
and Central Elementary.
And that's going to more or less kind of segregate that a little bit and for the 5-year-old, the kindergarten and down, I guess. And I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about our system amplifying and concentrating and really promoting that.
And guys, if I can add just a little bit, we're excited about how we can approach early learning in Carroll County schools. Mr. Huckabee has been working with the team and Ms. Shirley around wonder, explore, and create. So thematic learning, if you've been around education for a long time, going back to themes, teaching our students experiential learning, where we're getting outside. So we're excited about reimagining early learning in Carroll County schools. And Mr. Beers and Mr. Harding have been wonderful at helping with facilities. At our board advance on Monday, we'll share a little bit more about it. But again, very excited and appreciative of maintenance and all their support with these 3 schools.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Other questions or comments? We really appreciate you being here with us and please pass along to your team how much we do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
well,
And we're excited that y'all are over at the new facility.
Yes, sir, we are too, yeah. And I want to say thank you to all of you and for all your support, but special thank you to Mr. Coward. He's always had us in his mind and been an advocate for us and supported us over the years, and thank you.
One more question.
Yes, ma'am.
How bad is the Burwell building inside? It looks pretty
That's
good
a
on the
relative.
outside.
It was better than it was. Now it's,
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's a 50-year-old school building.
Oh, it's 100-year-old.
100, yeah,
Yeah.
so, but it's presentable for sale, yeah.
But is it the interior, I mean, is it safe? I mean,
Oh, certainly, yeah.
okay. Just curious. I hadn't seen the outside of it recently, and I was curious.
I'll be curious to see how that ends up, who ends up and what they do with
Mhm. Good stuff. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mr. Beers. All right. Thank you, Mr. Beers. Let's see. Okay, facility update. Just to kind of stay in the vein of maintenance and facilities, do want to give a quick update on Mountain Zion Middle School. Exterior brick continues to go up. It should be finished within the week. Of course, interior, the interior painting has already started, ceiling grids are going in, and the renovation of the kitchen and cafeteria has also started. The biggest news I can say on this is the project remains on schedule, and we feel good about it for the opening day, which is really, really good. Temple Middle School, exterior brick as well, is now actually complete. And construction of the new drive, as we just mentioned, as soon as the kids were gone, boom, that started. And I can tell you, just like Ms. Moore said, that's going to benefit the school greatly, but it's also going to benefit the community. So we're really excited about that for the opening of school. Ms. Morris, I will tell you, whatever you see on day 1, day 2, and 3, and 4 will look better. So as they're learning those new routes, but
People do not realize how many houses are behind those 2 schools.
Right.
I mean, there's a whole town behind those 2 schools that you don't know about if you don't go around there.
that's right. Also, the best news about this project is it is also on schedule and looking for opening of school day. As Mr. Beers, tried to get Dr. Beers, Glant and Heinzman really prepping the playground site. We're having to move the playground over so we can have a new drive there as well, as long as, and with some parking. And they're also prepping and getting ready to demo one of the buildings there. Look forward to sharing some more details of that project with Mr. Miller and Dr. Brooks on Wednesday as well. So Glant and Heinzman is moving forward. That is all of my report for facilities. Is there any questions about our facilities?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am, Dr.
Now,
Brooks.
for the new school year, they will still do the parent line on Thomas Dorsey Drive, right?
Yes.
Until you get all of the prep done for the playground.
That's correct. Next school
Okay.
year, everything stays the same. And then once we make that transition, we'll do a good job of advertising and to the school and whatnot. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I believe next is the field trip and fundraising request that is attached on e-boards. We're asking the board to review that and place that on the consent agenda for Thursday. Mr. Miller.
Any issues with that? Very good.
Okay. if the board would remember, there was a change in the state law that impacted our board policy JCDAG with bullying and clarifying what cyberbullying is, and if that happens on with our technology or on our network, and there's just some changes with that. That was presented last month, and it lied on the table for the past 30 days, and now we're asking for that to be placed on the consent agenda for Thursday night.
And you see the attachment there, the one that's been out there for the last month. Is everybody good with that?
Does it apply to elementary kids as well?
It does, Dr. Brooks.
Okay. Very good.
All right. I think lastly, I've got a informational item that if the board votes to change that board policy on Thursday, then there'll be a regulation, JCDA regulation and JCDAE, our student code of conduct. And really that basically is in our regulation that in our code of conduct, it has to change a little bit of the verbiage to match the new law that I just mentioned on bullying.
So it kind of coincides with that.
Coincide, yes. So I just want to make sure the board was informed of that change that we'd be making if the board approved the policy change on Thursday night.
Okay. Thank you for that update.
And that concludes my update, Mr. Miller.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. Hardy? Not hearing any, we'll move along to the financial report by Ms. Delaney Wolf.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. This month I have the April financial report, starting with first a summary of each fund, the revenues and transfers in, expenditures and transfers out, and outstanding purchase orders for each fund. For the general fund, revenues in April totaled $13.3 million. Expenditures were $18 million. Fund balance is $50.7 million with $2.1 million in outstanding purchase orders or encumbrances. For SPLOST, collections totaled $2 million, which was a 6.9% increase over the same month last year. For expenditures, $956.3 thousand with $8.5 million for the scheduled projects. I'd be happy to answer any questions on the April financial report.
Any questions from the board?
Why do you think it was up so much this SPOS? It sounds 6.9%, seems like an awful lot for 1 month.
Things cost more
They do.
proportionally.
Oh, I guess
To the
that's
tax.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think that
To
is,
our advantage.
yeah, that is a driver, and that represents spending for the month of March.
That would have been Easter, wouldn't it? Maybe.
And of course, we have to keep in consideration, things cost us more.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Right, it's all relative.
It's all relative, yeah, in connection.
In
Yeah,
spite of
sure.
being in debt, we're still going on vacation.
There we go. Okay.
All right, the next item I have is the FY27 budget update. The proposed budget for next fiscal year is unchanged from what was presented at the called meeting on May 29th. At that time, the revenue and expenditure estimates were updated because we received the state allotment sheet, which is the latest that we've ever received it, at least in the last 10 years. But we're thankful we were finally able to receive that preliminary allotment sheet. Overall, the budget for next year is a 4% increase, primarily driven on the revenue side from an increase in equalization funding from the state, and on the expenditure side, primarily for employee health insurance. Next on the agenda is the second public meeting for the FY27 budget. This is one of the steps that is required before the board adopts the budget for next fiscal year, which is scheduled for Thursday's meeting. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the board has, and if none, I would turn it back over to Mr. Miller.
Anybody have any questions? I had one overall comment. We were in Savannah last week at the State School Board Convention, and one of the breakouts was about financial governance and all that. It was in the afternoon, by the way, too, so we had to be on our game. So several of us were in there, and there were a lot of questions, and it was a good report. And but I kept the recurring thing was, oh, that really doesn't apply to us because we're already doing that. And I mean, there were several things they talked about. Fund balance, they talked about audits, they talked about different things, about notifying the board 12 months, not just, at one spot. And everything they were teaching, I believe you could go and teach that because we were really spot on. And not that we don't always appreciate all of you, but it gave me and all of us, we were kind of thinking, hey, this is good. It solidified the great work you and your team are doing. And, but we still sat through the whole hour and a half, and it was good. So
You got your credit.
we did. We made sure I got my credits. I almost missed mine, but Brian said, "Go back, get them the thing." So we did get our credits, but really was good to know that we're in good hands. So appreciate that. Any other thing for Ms. Delaney? All right. With that said, we will move on to continuous improvement with Mr. Jerry Griffiths.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Good evening, board. The HR department's been busy preparing for the annual teacher induction program in July. We're hoping you can join us for lunch at 11:30 on July 23rd at the Performing Arts Center to meet some of our new teachers. We'll start in the auditorium like we've done in the past couple of years, and you will be introduced, and then we'll have lunch the way we've had in the past. Earlier this month, we held our Carroll County New Leaders Workshop. It was a great 2 days of induction for our 10 new leaders to our district. We're excited about the talent this group brings to our district and their potential leadership abilities. Revisions to board policy GARH, employee leaves and absences, has sat on the table for 30 days without public input. We recommend that the revised policy, which is attached to the board, be placed on the consent agenda for Thursday night.
Okay, we've had that out there for 30 days. Is everybody good with attaching that to the consent agenda? Very good.
You also see an e-board tonight, an MOU for our partnership with the University of West Georgia. It's a standard agreement to allow their student interns in our buildings to complete their program requirements. We recommend it also be placed on the consent agenda for Thursday night.
This is just a renewal of what we do each year. Is everybody good with that? Very good.
This concludes my report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Griffiths. At this time, we come to the time of public input. Do we have any public input tonight? Seeing none, we'll move to business items.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have 4 business items on the agenda tonight. The first one is a resolution to allow Ms. Wolf and her team to work with the banks to change signature status for the people who can sign off on our banking accounts. Ms. Wolf, is there anything to share with the board on that resolution, or is that just our typical accounts, or is that the bond accounts?
This resolution includes all the accounts for the district, as well as the signing authority for the school level accounts. And it also grants authority for us to designate signers at the school level account. Specifically, that's typically the principal and assistant principal who are the signers for the school level accounts.
We'd like to recommend approval of this resolution.
Okay, has anybody got any questions on that? If not, we would ask for a motion to approve this resolution.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
Have a second. Are there any questions on the motion?
Are these accounts all audited, the school level accounts and everything?
Yes, every account is in scope of the district's annual audit. In addition to that, we also have the SPLOST accounts that are audited as part of the annual SPLOST audit. And then internally, there's a third audit that is done within in-house, where we have one person in the business office that audits the school level bank accounts.
Any others? Or no other questions, I'll ask for a vote. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. And that being everyone, that motion passes.
Mr. Chair, the next two items, the Temple High School project and the covered practice field project, we're asking the board to table those tonight until Thursday night. We got the bids in Friday. It was a little bit of a late turnaround to be able to get everything ready. Those were two huge bids. Both of those projects were well north of $10 million. Remember, they're part of the bonded package. And we need to continue working with the contractor over the next couple of days to refine those numbers. I will make this comment just to let the board know that when Ms. Morris, you were asking about the cost of things. Definitely the cost of things, we're fixing to see it when it comes to our project numbers. So again, we want to sharpen our pencil and do what we can do before we get to Thursday night. But we are excited, two really good projects, and we'll have those ready for you Thursday night. But we'd like to have them on, let them lay on the table.
So do we need a motion on that to table those?
Yes.
Can I have a motion to table those two items?
I'll make that motion.
We have a
I'll
motion. Second. If there's no question, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor, please raise your right hand. And that's everyone.
And finally, Mr. Chair, we've got that wonderful opportunity to close out a project that we have state capital outlay money on. This is the Central Middle School project, which, and Ms. Wolf will tell you, it's always in the rear when we get the state money. We've been done with Central Middle School for a while now, but we finally get the money. So we need to approve the resolution so we can actually get the money.
This is just a resolution to get the money from the
Yes.
So
state.
we pay in advance.
Yes, we have to pay it.
What does the school do if they don't have the money like we do?
Well, it's a construction project, so it's plus.
Okay.
Can I get a motion that we sign this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. And that's everyone. All right. This time, any other business, Mr. Carroll?
No, sir, that's okay.
At this time, we'll move on to the review of the agenda for the June 18th board meeting.
Quick question, Ms. Gann. Thursday night, are we in here or at PAC?
We're in here.
So we're back in here Thursday night.
Okay.
Just want to make sure, let the board members know. And just remember to remind them when the text may be Thursday during the day.
Mhm. Has everybody had a chance to review that agenda? Do we need to vote on that or just review it? Just review it. Okay. All right. Very good then. Next, I'll make a recommendation that the board meet in executive session to discuss the future acquisition of real estate, safety and security, personnel pending, or threatened litigation, and recommendations that are exempt from disclosure under the Open Records Act.
I'll make that
We have
motion.
a motion.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor, raise your right hand. We'll consider ourselves in executive session. could, to adjourn executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please raise your right hand. And at this time, I'd ask for a recommendation that the board approve the personnel actions as presented by the superintendent.
So be.
Have a motion.
Second.
All in favor? And that's everyone. All right, that brings us down to board member comments tonight.
I'd like to say it was very tastefully and respectfully done for Mr. Carroll tonight. Dr. Ainsworth, you and your team, the cabinet, you guys did great. And I just thought that was a great representation of handling that on behalf of the district. And then not only that, his family and friends. And so it's just a great time to visit together. So thank you guys for a good job, well deserved.
Very much so.
Because if you don't feel loved, you better think about it twice, because there are a lot of folks in this community that love you, and I hear it all over town.
No doubt.
Thank you. We're very blessed, very, very blessed.
Yes.
For that. Remind the board, of course, Thursday night we'll be back in here. And next Monday, remember, the board advance.
Down at CC.
See, South CC, we're really excited about showing you that lab that Mr. Beers talked about.
What time Monday?
We'll have lunch at 12:30 and then get started one. Tony will be with us, they'll be good to go. So we look forward to that.
Anything else to be brought before the board?
That'll last for about 4 or 4:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Have a second?
So be.
All in favor, raise your right hand. And that's everyone. We'll consider ourselves adjourned. Have a great evening.